Average.
That's all this boils down to. It's just like with Kyler Murray, what Dan's point was. How much do you value? What is the value? We're not saying Baker Mayfield doesn't deserve to be a starter or he doesn't deserve a contract from a team. But all of this tune will change if they can get one of these guys that's above average. The Russell Wilsons of the world, don't know Deshaun Watson situation. I would even look at Jameis Winston. That's an above average talent at the quarterback spot. Here's the thing when it comes to Baker, why the conversation always gets weird with me and when I'm talking to people about the quarterback. Show me a season where Baker Mayfield was above average. I can show you moments. Like there's moments that Baker Mayfield was above average. There's games where you say, oh, if he can be consistent, this team can be phenomenal. But have we seen enough of that to think that? Because remember, we talked about this Cleveland Browns team, and obviously the injuries played a part in this year with him. And I don't want to not mention that his injuries were an issue for him playing a position. But let's go back to the previous year. Did we think the Cleveland Browns were going to be a Super Bowl championship team when we saw Baker playing the way he played? His best year is 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. At what point in my NFL career or any other NFL career are us talking about quarterbacks that's not average?
Doug, you called them a dark horse Super Bowl contender this offseason.
Not because of him. Not because of him.
But because of the
Nobody called him a dark horse Super Bowl contender because of him.
But he's got to be a part of the equation, Marcus. We're not saying that the X team is a Super Bowl contender and they don't have a good player at the spot.
Hence why I said, what is the value? It ain't like you can walk in Cleveland as Baker Mayfield representative and say, we want $40 million because of his performance.
I agree with that.
I'm crazy.
I agree with that, but I think it's unfair to say.
All right.
I think it's unfair to say that we haven't seen Baker have consistent stretches that are above average football play. In his rookie year, he broke the rookie passing record from Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson. That's got to carry some weight.
All right. So I got a question for you. Where we could solve all of this. Do you think Baker Mayfield is good enough to lead a team to the Super Bowl?
I think he could be.
Based on what we've seen.
Yes, I think he could be a guy that you go to the Super Bowl with. I don't believe that he's a guy that you win the Super Bowl because you know where I stand. There's quarterbacks that you win because of, and there's quarterbacks that you win with. I think they can get to the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield. Listen, here's the question that you and I probably differ on, and I think the organization has to ask themselves this. Is Baker Mayfield more likely the 2020 player that had that 26 touchdown and 8 interception season? Or is he more likely the 2021 player that, listen, he had 2 shoulder injuries, the knee and the heel. So that has to be a part of this equation. I'd also say this. I think that the organization, I want both parties to come out and say Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback for this season. Because at the end of the year, and I said this, and I think you were with me, big fella, that Baker made the comment, well, I think we could have been put in more positions to be successful, right? Kind of taking a little bit of a shot at Kevin Stefanski. And then Kevin Stefanski come out and say, well, according to him, he told us he was good to go. You know, and so when
but
they
see,
both
I have
got
a problem with that. Yeah. I have a problem with that because we a year removed from saying Kevin Stefanski was a guru. And he changed Baker Mayfield's career trajectory.
Sure. I think the world of Kevin Stefanski.
So you know how I am, Dan, and Jeff Darlington and Babyface. I don't have all of these roundabout talks. When a franchise has had a quarterback for 4 years and they doesn't clearly come out and say he's our guy, he's not their guy.
But I agree with you. But there's also been a lack of consistency around him that factors into the performance as well. Here would be my pushback to you, Marcus. If you're the Cleveland Browns and you say, you know what, the guy was thrown for 92 touchdowns in 4 years and we've gone to the playoffs with and took us out of the worst franchise in North American sports, he's good. That's not good enough anymore. That's when you can get yourself back into that black hole of trying to find a guy that's just good.
I got you. But just like I said about my Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to say this about the Cleveland Browns. The Cincinnati Bengals just went to the Super Bowl.
But Joe Burrow's a dude. Like, he's a dude.
See, you're missing the point. I knew that's where you were going. I'm not comparing Joe Burrow to Baker Mayfield. What I'm comparing is all of the things we talked about intangibly with Joe Burrow. And Baker Mayfield has had everything exhausted from a team perspective to help this man win.
Fair point.
Yeah, we were talking earlier
What
about
holes did we find in Cleveland in their decision making? Now, they didn't play up to that. We got to go. I'm sorry, Susan. Let's move on to the next thing.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.